my stitch list. Welcome to the first episode. The reason I am vlogging is because I have a lot of whips and I haven't been finishing. I finish every once in a while if it's a small project, but I've got lots of big projects on the go that I am struggling to complete, and I just wanted to share them with you and share my progress and hopefully feel better about getting some done. So let's start off with the pile of whips that I found just from running around my house yesterday to dig up the things and the bags, all the whip bags. Let's start. This one's actually not in a bag. It's a little mermaid. It's a kit that I got. It's a rickaroomy kit for a little mermaid. Super cute. I don't know why I haven't finished it. I'm so close. All I need to do is her eyes and a little fish and a triad. And then it'll be done. I think I'm just going to put her face on it just to get it done, and I plan on giving this one away. Not sure to who yet. I might actually do it as a giveaway at my local yarn store. Haven't decided yet, but when she has her face, she's going to be so cute, and it's a really nice little pattern to make. Rickaroomy do these really cute little boxes. I'm not sure if I'm going to do another one of their patterns because I don't really get much joy from small crochet or amigurumi projects anymore. It's something I haven't done for a long time and I don't really wish to continue making. Let's try the next one. I'm not even going to look. Oh, look at this. Okay, this is, I think it's called the Kaleidoscope. Just let me get my stuff together. And it's basically crocheted, double crocheted. Oh no, there's a whole bunch of different sizes. To make this pattern, you're supposed to do 2 panels big enough to sew together at the sides and the shoulders to make a top. At the time I thought it was a fantastic idea and I very quickly got bored. Not sure why. I don't know whether it was the yarn or the pattern itself. I don't think the pattern's actually me. I did it because a friend was making it and I got excited about hers and thought, oh, I can do that, and I've got the perfect yarn. And the yarn is perfect, you have to admit. This is called Footprints by Wool Addicts, and it just looks like jelly beans or Fruit Loops, and I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with that next. So this is definitely a frog project, and the contrasting yarn I put with this one is beautiful purple. It was gifted to me for my birthday a few years back from my friend Sarah, who hand dyes yarn using botanical flavourings, which is just lovely. I'm sure I can do that yarn more justice than I am with a crochet project that I'm not really excited about. Okay, so that one is definitely going into the frog pile. The finished pile is over there, the frog pile is there on the floor. Let's have a look what the next one is. Oh, recycling at its best. Oh look, this one is a not a t-shirt, it's a like a vest top, and I'm using this really beautiful merino silk yarn by Fiori in the colorway Sage. I love it, it's beautiful and soft. It's a test knit that I'm doing for myself, or basically testing the yarn. I really love this top. I really want to get it finished, and I'm stuck on this front part just here because I did this and then I started the next side, but I was using the pattern instructions for this side and I didn't realise it until I was that far in, and then I frogged it, and then I started again and I lost it because I realised that I finished this off too soon, and then I don't know, I just lost all motivation to do it. So I really need to get this one done before the winter comes, because it'll be a lovely trans-seasonal type of top. It's sleeveless, it's got a lovely v-neck on the front and the back. I don't know what the name of it is, I'll put that in the show notes later. That's definitely a keeper and a finisher. I just need to get to it, and you can tell how long it's been sitting around because it's all crinkled up in the tiny little bag, and now the ball's on the floor collecting dog fur. Give me a second, I'll pick that up. So that one is definitely going in the keep pile, and getting that one done. I don't think that will be the next project I work on to finish, but it's certainly high on the list. This one here, you know, I don't know where half the patterns are for these. I know that I've either got them as a printed pattern lying around somewhere, or they're on my iPad in, you know, my ebooks. It could be anywhere really. This one is basically just a lovely crocheted shell top. Front panel, back panel, join at the sides and on the shoulders, and then fill a little bit in around the neckline. I really liked it at the time. I don't think I like it anymore, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish it because I don't know what else to do with this yarn. It's a beautiful sock yarn from Jokomo Textiles, and I think it was called, no, it wasn't called Ninja Turtle, or maybe it was. I'll put that in the show notes. Something else for me to remember. Yeah, absolutely lovely, beautiful and soft. And yeah, I got one panel done, and then I don't know why I didn't get started on the next one. Anywho, that's the story of my life really. Get excited about a pattern, find an exciting yarn, start making something, get halfway through, get bored, and skip on to the next thing. Instant gratification, basically. So that's definitely a finish. This one here, it's another green project, third one in a row. This is some Lily Sugar and Cream that I got just because I could, and I was really kind of excited about the Lily Sugar and Cream because it's a beautiful cotton, and I do love working in cotton. And I don't know what I was making. I think I'm actually not making anything at all. Maybe just a swatch to see how it works up. It's pretty not useful for anything, and I've actually found my shorty needles, which I've been looking for. So this is definitely a frog project, so it's going to go on the floor, and I'll repurpose the yarn for something else, or I'll give it away. More likely than not, I will give away the yarn. And yeah, no thanks. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is something that I've been working on for a while, and I started it back in, I think, September or October last year. It's called The Counterpulse by Laura Nelkin. It's a project that I did with a group of ladies. It was so much fun. But we got to the, I shouldn't say but, we got to the brioche section, and I did the first part of the brioche section, and I was so proud of myself for starting it 15 times and then frogging it 14 times and getting this far. And now it's time to start doing a patterned brioche. Now, brioche is something that absolutely terrifies the absolute heck out of me, and I managed to get this far, and it took so long to actually get this far just on this little section because I kept on having to frog it, as I said before. And now that there's going to be some patterned brioche, I just need to suck it up and just get going on it and have a crack. I've got a lifeline in here that you can see that I need to take out, and I've just got to put a lifeline in here before I start the next bit. so that I don't cry when I have to frog it because I fucked it up, which is highly likely. So yeah, when this is finished, it's going to be a beautiful hood. Unfortunately, it's not going to be cold enough here in southeast Queensland for me to be able to wear it for very long this winter, and I would like to actually get it done for this winter. There might be a couple of cold mornings when I go out the farm quite early, where I might want to wear this in the car, put the windows down and freeze myself, and my head will be nice and cozy and warm. So that one will be lovely. The yarn I'm using for this one, we've got this beautiful purple colour, which is by Fiori. It's a DK, and I actually stash busted for the contrast colour. It's this gorgeous yarn by Chardyglen. For the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the colourway. I don't even know if she's making it anymore. I bought it at a quilt fair or a craft fair in Brisbane many years ago, and I kind of held it in my stash, and I had plans to use it for something else, and then the Caltipus came along and I decided that this is the colour I wanted to use. So yeah, it's gorgeous and it's working up so beautifully. I did have grand plans of putting it in our agricultural show this year. That's only a couple of months away. I don't think I'm going to have time to finish it because April is about to begin. And I don't knit that fast, and I have too many projects. You should see all the yarn that's on the floor here, all the bits that I use for lifelines and things. It's going a bit crazy. Did I tell you my stash is out of hand, but also my whip pile is out of hand, and this could take a very long time to go through all of my whips and get them all done, but also decide which ones I'm going to continue and which ones I'm not. This gorgeous one is a sock. I won't say it's one of the first socks I've knitted, but it is one of my earlier socks, and it was a pattern I was testing for Chardyglen. I didn't get the whole way finished, but I just really wanted to see what this colourway would look like knitted up as a sock. And this pattern's got lovely little cables in it, and it just looks beautiful. I did a contrast yarn in one of the minis. I think this is Antique Rose, the contrast yarn, and this one is called Speckled Easter Egg. This is an exclusive limited edition colourway for our local yarn store. I will be finishing that sock, but I won't be knitting a matching one. I will be knitting a vanilla sock in the same colourways, just so that I've got a semi-matching pair. I'm not too bothered that one will have beautiful cables on it and the other one will be plain. I just want to get these socks done. Second sock syndrome is a terrible thing that I have, even though I actually do have 4 completed pairs of socks that I wear. One pair is my husband's, but he doesn't wear them, so I get to wear them. And he doesn't realise what he's missing out on. I wear work boots to my day job every day, like steel caps. They're heavy, they're clunky, they're kind of uncomfortable. Well, they're as comfortable as work boots can be, but I tell you, when I swapped over from commercial store-bought socks to wearing my DK super squishy hand-knitted socks, it was a revelation. And now if I don't have a clean pair of me-made socks to wear, I'm sad, and it makes my day sad. And yeah, I feel like I need to make more socks, but I have to tell myself to stop right now so I can get other things done. And I feel like socks are just like an in-between. Let's just do this as a breather, because at the moment I can do a pair of socks in 2 weeks, if that's the only project I'm working on, because I'm slow and I get distracted. And when my husband's home, I find it really hard to concentrate. It's nicer when he's at work. And I'm actually filming this in the afternoon, early evening, because he went to work a few hours ago, and there's no way I would do any of this if he was here to witness it. Anywho, so next project. This is another one I actually want to get done. I started this many years ago. I shouldn't say many, probably about 3 years ago, maybe 4. It's a Stephen West. Now, I'm pretty much a beginner knitter, I consider myself. I started in, anyway, 3 or 4 years ago. I was trying to teach myself again because I learnt when I was a kid, but then I was getting really frustrated and thought, I'll make sure I cut that bit out. Oh, shit. Anywho, this is one of the first projects I knitted, and the reason I picked up this project was because I'd heard about Stephen West projects, and I was very excited about doing something, a mystery knit along, and I wanted to challenge myself. And for someone who'd only been knitting for perhaps 12 months and had just done knitted tubes, and I do have to find my first knitted cowl. It's around here somewhere. It's something I knitted. I actually sat in a paddock at the farm and did some knitting on that one for a little while with the cows, which was really fun. They were very interested, but it wasn't very good, so I ended up having to crochet decorations in it to pick up the drop stitches and pull together the holes. And it's a nice cowl to wear in the winter time when I'm doing dirty work out at the farm, because I knitted it in a nice durable cotton and it washes pretty well, and it also matches my green and pink farm shirts. Anywho, this puppies. One of the neighbours must be home. They're on puppy patrol. So this is my shawlography. It was such a fantastic pattern to knit. There were so many challenging sections, and considering I wanted to challenge myself so that I could elevate my knitting game really quickly, because I get impatient with knitting basic things. And yeah, we've got a lovely bit of colour change work here. There's an I-cord edge. There's a bit of this kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. These little loops, which started out straight and then bent around. And then this bit here, which was wonderful. Oh, did we talk about this bit here, where we just knit this beautiful section and it was just delicious. And then we had to drop a stitch and I was horrified, but look at it. And then a little bit of a plain bit, and then the dreaded brioche, that for a first attempt, I actually pulled it out many times. I'm still not completely happy with it, but you know, at this point in time, it's just done. And that was some of my hesitation with the brioche on the cowtopus. That was a mystery knit along. And we started it, and then it got to a point and I'm like, oh no, I think I know what's coming next. It's brioche. And she did give us an option in the pattern to just do a 2x2 rib, but I didn't think the 2x2 rib would satisfy my visual need for something really interesting. And brioche looks absolutely beautiful, but what people don't talk about is how much you need to concentrate and what a bitch it is. And I have a love-hate relationship with brioche. Anyways, getting back to this project, I'm on the never-ending bind off. So we've got this lovely edge that we're doing across 400 odd stitches, and I've only got this far to go. It's a bit of a slow process because I haven't been enjoying it, but I know when I do pick it up, I've convinced myself I don't like doing it, but when I pick it up and I start going on it, I actually don't mind doing it. I stuffed a few of the colour changes and things along here, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. This bit here, ick. But basically it's to the point where now if I make a mistake with the way the colours work, no one's gonna know, because seriously, who's gonna know? Time to stop talking about shawlography because I've waffled on about this one for long enough. I'm just gonna pop this one away. It'll be in the to finish pile. I'll be back in a sec. I didn't mention what I'm making this out of. It's a 4-ply pure cotton, mercerized, and it's called Must Have. It's by a company called Yarn and Colours. They're based in Europe. They have a beautiful colour range, something like 125 different colours in their Must Have range, and it comes in 50-gram balls and tiny balls. I love tiny balls. You can make so many cool things with tiny balls. Anywho, this is made with Must Have in a colour combination called Galah. It's basically just like a salmon, a light pink, a almost black, and a grey, which mimics the colours of one of my favourite Australian birds called a galah. And if I can figure out how to do it, I'll insert a picture of a galah right here for you, or over there. So this is going in the I will finish it pile. It's not going to be the next project I work on though. Okay, I feel like this is quite epic, and the next one I want to show you is a project that it started off with buying a limited edition fibre colourway from Fibre Lily. Last year she was doing a limited edition release every month of different colourway inspired by star signs. And me being me, I got a little bit of, I bought the first colourway, which I thought was absolutely stunning. And then I bought the second colourway and thought that was absolutely stunning. And then I bought the third one. And then I said to myself, I can stop now. And then she brought out the next one and I bought that and I can stop now. Oh no. Then came the next one and the next one and the next one, and so on and so forth until all 12 months had gone by. I ended up with 12 100 gram skeins of fingering weight yarn, only one skein of each colorway, and then it was, I had to set to finding out or picking a pattern. So the pattern I picked was the Advent Calendar Adventure by the guy with the hook, and it's crocheted. So crochet being my first love, I love it, absolutely love it. Took me forever to figure out which way I was going to configure the colorways, and eventually I came up with this, but it's been in a basket for the last couple of months because I got one strip done. And these aren't in the month order, by the way. I had to arrange it so that it created like a weird gradient, and then I ended up having to add another one in just so that it didn't jump from that yarn to that yarn, because that just wouldn't look right. Anyway, long story short, I've realized that this is going to be a really big blanket once I've joined all of the strips together. So I'm actually going to take these 3 strips off. I'm going to frog them back and then start the next row with this color and move through all of the colors all the way along. And once I've done enough strips to make this into kind of a square, all I have to do is crochet around all of the edges and then crochet each thing, join each one of these lovely strips together, and it will be a fabulous blanket. I'm so excited about it. It feels gorgeous. This yarn is just absolutely stunning. If you have a minute, pop over onto the Fibre Lily website. She's amazing. So I've got a lovely I've shot fine as a project bag for this one, which is actually perfect because I have to really, there the dogs go again, keep my eye on the colorways and what they're doing. So I've got this lovely basket that the handles fell off, and all of my colorways are all wrapped up in that, all numbered. I've got the hook and what I thought was going to be the next stripe, but yeah, totally changed my mind, not doing this color now. The next stripe's going to start with that beige, so that one's definitely a keeper, and that's one I just work on every once in a while. I'm hoping to have that one finished by the end of the year. Actually, it would be nice if it was finished by winter, but winter is too close. Cut. Okay, so I'm going to continue. This is going to be quite a long first introductory video, and thankfully I have water. It's starting to get really warm. I do have the air conditioner on and the ceiling fan. Anyway, and my dogs are starting to get restless too, but they'll cope not having their dinner right now. Now, done that one. Let's not look at that for now because it's just too much. Next project I'm going to show you is, it's a Tunisian project, or Tunisian crochet project. I really like Tunisian crochet. I've done a little bit before. I've done a baby blanket, and I knitted. Last year I made a Tunisian crochet. I crocheted a top last year, which I put into the show, and it won the category. Anywho, and yeah, we won't talk about that. This is a really beautiful top. And I was just excited when I saw the yarn in the yarn store, because I absolutely adore orange and I adore this shade of pink, and I thought this is just going to be beautiful as a top. And I found a pattern, and it's Tunisian, and I started it and I realized my tension was all off, so I ripped it out and then I started again. And you know, I'm just not happy with it. I'm not happy with the sheen because I picked a mercerized cotton. I think I should have picked the matte cotton in the same colorways. So yeah, I'm actually going to frog this one and find something else to make. When I find the name of the pattern. Oh, hold on, here it is. This one's actually in the bag. It's by a lovely young lady who does so many Tunisian crocheted patterns, and her patterns are quite comprehensive. So this is no shade at her whatsoever. It's all about me and my inability to create, my inability to get the correct tension. Perhaps I need to revise what kind of hook that I'm using. Might need to go down to a slightly smaller size. But this one is called the Nexus Top by Cosy Cardy. It actually looks really lovely. She's done a version of it in like a turquoise and like a goldy orange. And it's lovely. And if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it here for you. If I can't, it won't be there. So that one is definitely a flogger. I just can't bear it. And I'll find something else to do with that yarn. I still have quite a few balls of that, and I might just put the two that I've got into the charity box, and the other ones that are still fully intact, I might try to sell them on the local marketplace. And now look, that has just got stash in it. Just average, your average everyday little bits of crap that I can't throw out, because you never know when you're going to need some scraps to do some stuff. Now this one is a sitting on the couch, I've had a really long day, don't feel like using my brain kind of project. It looks like a gigantic rectangle. Oh, it's a little bit smushed because I've smushed it up in the bag, but it's lovely. It's not going to be a blanket, it's actually going to be a like a cozy cardigan. Basically it's just going a long triangle that will get joined at sides and on edges, and little cuffs made on them, and it'll be just lovely throw over cardigan. I'm planning on having that finished before winter comes. because we've got a couple of yarn shows that I'm going to be going to and I'd like to show it off. It's coming up to yarn show season here in Australia. There's been quite a few down New South Wales already, but we've got a few coming up in Queensland, which is lovely to see. Particularly the big yarn shows that will tend to be down south, and I'm not necessarily in a position to go to those because I have the farm and then I've got the part-time job and other commitments, so trying to get away to do all these fabulous things can be a challenge. But since we've got some Queensland ones happening, which are kind of local, I'm going to get to go, which excites me a little bit. So that little one, of course, that's in the yes, I'm going to continue working on it pile. Now I'm going to show you one that's been sitting around for so long, and it's a project I have to get finished. I have to, is because I bought the yarn specifically for the project. It was a Scheepjes crochet along, and it's called the Rosetta Cal. So it's this beautiful big blanket made out of this absolutely stunning yarn by Scheepjes, and it's some merino superwash with a bit of polyamide in it. There was, I think, four different colorways that you could pick to make your Rosetta Cal in, and I chose this one that's got some blues and greens and purples, kind of rainbowy, with a little bit of navy blue in it. It also has this stunning color, which is my favorite, and I think that's what attracted me to actually picking this colorway. I just love peaches and orange and greens and things. So this is the gorgeous project, and so far I'm so embarrassed. I've only managed to get this much done. It's just a whole bunch of going around in circles and color work, and it's gorgeous. And I remember when I was stitching it or hooking it years ago, that I really enjoyed the process of it. And for some reason I put it down and just didn't pick it up. I think I just got distracted by other things, as usual. These are the two colors I'm working on at the moment, and as you can see, it's got a really beautiful color change. So I'm now up to the bluey kind of purple colorway, mixing it in with a bit of that. It's a bit dusty, the project bag's a bit dusty. This is something that I plan on continuing with, as I said, and it's the Rosetta Cal from Scheepjes. Came with this beautiful basket, the kit did, and all these extra lovely little bits and bobs. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to actually getting back into that. I think that will be after the Caltopus has been completed, but also after shawlography, because it's not imperative that I have another blanket going. And I do actually need to concentrate on this one a little bit because of the color changes. There's lots of increases and decreases to create all those shapes with the navy yarn. Now, I think that's all the projects that I know I need to get done right there. And the next one I want to show you is something I'm working on right now. It was a bit of an impulse. I finished my socks. Okay, puppies. So the story with this is, I was talking to one of my girlfriends down in Sydney. We've been friends since we were really small people. So she's my oldest, oldest friend. Anyway, we've known each other for a really long time, and she loves to crochet. And last year for her birthday, I sent her a beautiful skein of yarn from Fibre Lily, which was in the colorway for her birth month. And this time I was planning on sending her some yarn. I wasn't sure what. We were messaging the other day, and she mentioned that she'd been somewhere and went into all these lovely stores and hadn't found any possum yarn. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got something for you. So, possum yarn. It's a wool possum blend. This one's, the brand is called Zilana. It's manufactured in New Zealand from New Zealand possum and also New Zealand merino. fibre content is more merino than possum. It's beautiful and soft, comes in a whole stack of colourways. I showed my friend all the colourways via the messenger, and she decided on this beautiful natural colour plus a slate, which is kind of a lightish coloured grey. Anyway, I put it in my trusty basket because I was sitting there working on my socks. My dogs were in visiting the shop, getting lots of puppy cuddles and being very good shop dogs, until Luna decided that she was going to pick the ball of yarn up out of the basket and drag it around the shop. So that ball of yarn, which was meant to be from my friend, actually became mine, and I picked up another ball for my friend, which she's now received, and she's going to make something and show me what she's making, because I'm excited about seeing what she makes crocheted, because I did do a swatch of this in a knit and a crochet, and it feels lovely. It was in a Pakeko pink. Anyways, I decided, well, I'm going to have to make something out of this ball that the Luna mashed, because she really loves the possum yarn. And it took me a while. I was going to make a beanie. I wanted to do something striped, and I wanted to use the navy blue in with it. It's not called navy blue, Pakeko blue. And this one's called natural, which is kind of weird because all the other colorways got really cool Kiwi inspired names. And I heard about a little scarf, and I researched it and then realised I didn't want to spend money on a pattern. So I found another pattern that was very, very similar. This one is called the Simple Thing. I will put the name of the designer and a link to her Ravelry page on the show notes. So it's lovely. It's just going to be a really long scarf, quite skinny. I don't think I'm going to increase too much more than what it is now. And basically you kind of wrap it around your neck a couple of times and tie it, or you can leave it out, or I figure I can use it as a hairband or something like that. And I'm quite excited about finishing this one to wear at one of our yarn shows that are coming up. Possum yarn is such a beautiful yarn to work with. I was a little hesitant at first because I thought it felt a little scratchy in the ball, but it's actually not. When you work it up, it has a stunning halo, which you probably can't see. Oh, there you go. See that absolutely gorgeous halo around that yarn. It's lovely. Oh, can you see that? Oh, it's back to front. It says fresh out of Fox. Needle stoppers. It's another one of my obsessions. We'll talk about that later. So yes, this is a project I'm working on now. I don't need to think too much. It's a good in front of the TV project. So that is that for an introduction to all of my whips that are on the stitch list. And if you want to keep following my adventures and see what I'm finishing and all the naughty whips I pick up in between, because you need a little palette cleanser every once in a while. Can't be working on the same thing all the time. Clearly I'm a little unhinged, and I plan on posting at least once a month, perhaps maybe every 3 weeks. Just depends how the work schedule is and how much progress I've made on the projects. I might push it out from 3 to 4 weeks, but definitely every 4 weeks you can expect a new little video from me talking shit about my whips and what else I've got on my hooks, and hopefully I'll be able to show you some of the finished products. That's the plan, because seriously, this girl, she's got to get her shit together, because my house is full of yarn and I have 7 storage boxes full of yarn elsewhere, which I need to bring home and go through and get rid of. So at some point in the future you'll be seeing some of that stuff as well, because it boggles my mind how much is there. And it blew me away yesterday when I was gathering up all these projects, how many are there, and I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now. But I know I have 3 projects of the bazillion that I've showed you today that are going to be frogged, and maybe next time one of the projects that I've got made or am halfway through, I will actually frog it. I'm a bit on the fence about it, but you know, like and subscribe, follow along on my adventures. And this has been the Stitch List, and I'm Kris, and I am an addict. I am addicted to yarn. I'm addicted to whips. I'm addicted to making new stuff. Sorry, not sorry.